most concentrated release of explosive energy in the history of mankind.
And now, Kmdt presents Geek Blast. Here are your hosts. Mike.
Described as a creepy-ass cracker.
Dave.
Let me tell you something. I am God.
Ooh.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I'm going to be honest. I hate this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. I must get out of here. I must get free.
Losers!
Hey guys, this is David Hayter, and you are listening to Kmdt Geek Blast.
You gonna play that number?
Well, welcome back. It's Mike.
And Dave. Tombs.
And we are Geek Blast. And we got Stinkfist in the corner.
How you guys doing?
All right.
How you doing? Got a little wispy wallowing going on.
Yeah. Well,
man.
this week we're going to be talking about some movie news. You know, Thor just came out, and there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Did anybody see it? No. But
I did.
Oh, nice.
Good job,
Somebody there. Somebody did the research for us.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I couldn't make it either.
Yeah,
but the PS4 dropped today.
Did it?
I don't know. I thought.
Get out of here.
Shut up.
You wish I had one.
You do have one.
We saw it. It's
We've
beautiful.
seen it. It's beautiful.
It's in the corner over there.
Lots of
Fun
colors
Colors.
and
and
things and stuff.
and details and stuff. But not to get off already onto that, I have some number one issues coming out next month that I want to talk about.
Number ones?
The number one new series Marvel's putting out, a couple cool things. One of my favorite characters to bring him back, so I'll get into that.
Who's that?
I'll get into that.
Oh, you'll get into it. I thought you were getting into it.
Oh, we can get into that right now.
Yeah, let's roll.
Let's roll with that then. If anybody didn't know this, Nightcrawler died a couple years back.
Wow, I did not know that.
Okay.
What happened to him?
Wow, you
Did
really
you-
love
Nightcrawler.
I thought you were a fan of
Yeah,
Nightcrawler. That's why
I was
like,
playing, y'all.
all right, yeah. Well, Nightcrawler died. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I could be wrong. Maybe 3 years ago in the Messiah complex. Ow, that was my toe.
You sure he didn't disappear and reappear in a wall?
Well, supposedly he died, and that's what happened in the book. But now they're saying they're going to be bringing him back in Amazing X-Men #1, which comes out either this Wednesday or next Wednesday. And basically, he's not the star of the book, but he's the focus of the first, I think, major arc in the book. And it's the classic X-Men characters: Wolverine. You got Storm in there, Rogue in there. A couple other people that I can't really come off the top. Shadowcat, I think, maybe in there. A lot of people that were always associated with him.
Right. Now, why? I always wonder, why didn't they bring Nightcrawler back in the third movie?
I really,
because he was my favorite character in the second movie.
I have the answer to that, Toombs.
What's that?
Because I remember reading an interview with one of the producers, and they said that he would have come back. He was planning to come back, but his on-screen time would have been so limited that they couldn't justify the cost of makeup. Because
Jesus.
Man.
Thanks, 20th Century
Wow,
Fox.
yeah.
I'm not going to say what I...
But anyway, so
Yeah.
the book comes out in the next couple of weeks. The art's done by Ed McGuinness, who used to be the Hulk artist, and the writer's Jason Aaron, who did one of my favorite runs most recently of the Wolverine book. And basically, the first arc is they're going to find Nightcrawler. They're bringing him back, basically. I don't know how yet or not, but...
How long did you say he's been dead for? 2 years?
A couple years, yeah.
Couple years?
Yeah. A couple years he's been missing, and ever since that happened, the end of the Messiah complex was huge in the X universe in Marvel, like the mutant whole thing, because it's kind of like in Marvel, it's its own entity, like all the mutants. Like there's just so many of them, so much going on, so many stories to tell.
Right.
That's it's kind of how they break it down. But yeah, so it's good. I'm gonna pick it up because I can't. I love Nightcrawler. He's always been one of my favorite characters.
Right, yeah, me too.
Came into the X-Men for me, like when I started reading the X-Men, it was the second generation of X-Men, not the original 60 stuff with the original 5.
When was he introduced? In the 80s?
No,
Late
he's a
70s?
70s character.
70s?
He came in with the wave that was Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, Banshee. They were the guys that came in, I want to say issue... Ooh.
Wait, Wolverine? I thought Wolverine was 60s.
No.
No?
Oh, his first appearance was in the 60s.
Okay.
And that was in Incredible Hulk 181. He didn't appear in an X-Men book till... Well, the X-Men were created in the 60s, but not the second gen. Like, not the Core 5. Like, you know who I'm talking about.
Who was in the
Iceman.
original X-Men?
The original X-Men are the Core 5, which is Jean Grey,
Iceman.
Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, and Beast.
Right.
That's and Professor X, so 6. That's the original core X-Men. Somewhere around issue 90-something, I'm going to say. Couple team members left. Actually, yeah, Angel and Iceman went to go be in another book called The Champions. Beast joined the Avengers. Cyclops and Professor X were the only ones left. They brought on new people, which was Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Banshee, Thunderbird. Then he died like an issue later.
Yeah, I don't really have too much remembrance of that character at all. I remember the name, but not even what.
The only way you would remember him, because I know you weren't an avid X-Men reader,
right?
I know you love cartoons though, and that one in the I want to say late '80s they put out an X-Men cartoon called Pride of the X-Men before the '90s cartoon came out, and it was they had Thunderbird in that thing, and that's probably the only place you would have saw him.
See,
but yeah, so this book's coming out. I can't wait for that. Then you have
Did you say it was
new
Second Coming when he died?
No, Messiah Complex. At the end of the Messiah Complex.
Oh, because it says here the Second Coming is when he died.
Okay.
In 2010.
Yeah, so it's been, like I said, 3 years. All right, so I was wrong. Well, Second Coming is what happens right after the Messiah Complex.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I was wrong. So
yeah, if anybody's got anything that call us.
Why don't you give us a call at 201-580-3712. Let me know what your favorite X-Men character is. That I'd like to know.
I got
Old
a couple
school, new
different
school.
ones. I like Archangel. He's cool.
Well, that's just Angel
But yeah, he's
tainted
still
by
X-Men.
Apocalypse.
Tainted.
My bad, because I just always love the villains.
No.
There's
not
not
at
many
all.
superheroes that I actually like. There's a couple, like Warlock, a couple others, but they're all B characters.
Yeah, but also you and me are a lot alike in taste like that. A lot of the hero characters that we do like are gray characters anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm a huge Punisher fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Wolverine fan.
Wasn't Wolverine like an A-list character?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
now.
Now
But
he is.
I'm not talking about what position they play in the grand of the universe. I'm talking about their core character, where if they're a good guy, then they're they're like a white character, like Gandalf. You know what I mean?
Gandalf the White.
Gandalf
Right.
the gay?
Gandalf, yeah. Don't make fun of Lord of the Rings.
Dave will slap
I'm
you.
an avid fan.
Yeah, but no.
He still is gay. I mean, literally.
Most of the time, it's them gray characters that we like.
Yeah.
That's for me. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
So yeah, give us a call. Let us know.
201-580-3712. Give us a ring. See what your favorite
What your
character
favorite
is.
X-Men
in X-Men.
character is. Yeah,
Also, we have we're going to be doing the movie quote tonight
8:30.
once again. And it's
Promptly.
brought to you by JKA Jedi Knight Academy,
Yeah,
who
got some new shirts.
they got lots of new shirts out there
Yeah.
today. I seen two of them actually. One's with Vader, and it says he's got a Santa hat on, and he's like, "Your lack in Christmas disturbs me."
Yeah, which I want because I'm not
that's
a
a
fan
good
of
one.
Christmas.
But the other one is Boba Fett, and it's I think it says Boba Humbug.
Boba Humbug. All right.
And both of them have little Santa hats on. So yeah, those are some cool things going on. They're at now 174,000 likes.
Thousand.
It's like they're going up like 20,000
they're
every
speeding up
week.
At a clip.
Almost.
I mean, I could see them definitely being at a mill probably by maybe March.
Next year.
March, April.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right on that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends.
yeah.
It all depends.
So we'll be doing that
check
at
it out.
8:30.
Stinkfist, what's your favorite X-Men character?
Oh boy. You
Yeah.
gotta think about
Gotta
that
think
one, huh?
about that.
Yeah,
You're like me. I don't really have a favorite either. Not really.
I mean, I'm not on the Wolverine bandwagon.
Okay, well, yeah. Never saying you have
That
to.
much I know.
Before there was a bandwagon,
Was Havoc part of X-Men at one time?
Mm-hmm.
I always liked Havoc.
Wasn't he? He was a
The
big
comic
character.
Havoc, you know.
Well, no,
not
Havoc was always he started off as an X-Men.
right.
But
Well,
he
everybody
moved
started
off-
out as an X-Men. Yeah.
moved
Oh yeah, and,
into
and
X-Factor,
Nightcrawler
though.
also. What am I
Yeah.
thinking? Yeah, Nightcrawler. He's probably my favorite.
That's what I would have thought. That's why I was like, this is definitely. I was thinking this would be up your alley.
Yeah,
I'm
Nightcrawler.
gonna say Gambit is probably my favorite X-Men.
Gambit too. Yes,
There
Gambit
you
is
go.
awesome.
It's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like Gambit.
he's got some sweet powers. He's
Yeah.
from the Bayou.
And he throws cards.
Yeah, and he's a thief. And he's a thief.
And
right?
he's a thief. Yeah.
Pretty cool character.
I'd definitely put him in my top 5 of favorite.
I would say
Superheroes.
I would say my top 10.
And Taylor Kish's representation of him in the movie just sucked.
It
Yeah,
sucked.
that was horrible. That was a bummer,
Sucked,
man.
and they just ruined Gambit for everybody.
He didn't even
Yeah.
have a trench coat on.
Well, it was
Yeah,
that.
dude, he was
that whole
corny.
movie was a lot of foulness going on. In my
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it
opinion,
was.
you
Look what
know?
they do with Deadpool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like they
Deadpool.
ruined Deadpool as a character, in my opinion. Like to bring him back onto the screen, you're gonna have to do something super cool.
Yeah, just
Well,
weird.
I think
Who's
that
that?
isn't this what Days of Future Past is all about? It's really just getting rid of all the nastiness the X-Men franchise ever had.
maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Is Deadpool supposed to make an appearance?
No, I doubt it.
No. We've seen the new trailer that's out there. I think they had a trailer during Thor too.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I must say, last week I did play the Deadpool video game.
Oh, how is
yeah. I
it?
wanted to know about that. How is that?
It's okay. Mediocre.
It is what it is.
It's
right?
dealable. Yeah,
Is
it's
it
dealable.
Is it a straight hack and slash?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love
Yeah.
it.
No, you'll play it. You
I
would
love it
like
already.
You would like it. It's just not polished.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
It's not
it's
well
what, choppy.
Yeah, it's just you can tell they didn't spend a lot of time on it, but it's okay. You know.
Did you have the original Xbox?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the Punisher game for the original Xbox?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that game.
That was an awesome
That was
game.
badass.
Is it like
Is that the one where you could torture people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, this is just straight action.
Okay.
Straight action.
All right.
You know. Straight
So-
action, earn some perks, unlock a new move.
So it's more
you know.
like Wolverine Origins than per se in a video game situation.
Yeah, like Wolverine Origins, but not quite as good.
All right.
You know.
Well, that was a great game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's on that level, but it's not as good. But the humor in it's quite funny.
Well,
I do
that's-
catch myself laughing sometimes.
that is,
so-
Deadpool is the mutant version of
Right.
Spider-Man for the X universe.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
He's such a pervert, dude. It's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
I mean, the comedy in it is pretty. It's pretty
It's
well
not surprising to me that he's become as popular a character as he is. Like,
Right.
It makes just the way our society works. It just makes so much sense that this guy would be the guy that everybody's in love with at this point. You know what I mean? Until something else cooler comes along.
There's a really funny part where you're in his apartment and you could just mingle with all his stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pizza sitting on the table, and take a bite and just smushes into his mask. Take another one, smush it into his mask. He's like, "You're gonna have me keep doing this?" He just keeps smushing into his mask.
So he basically talks back to you, right?
Yeah,
That's
all the
great.
time, all
That's
the time.
great.
But it's
I
just
like
funny
when a
how
game
he
does that.
interacts with things.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I like the interaction whole thing when it like the game talks to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. Stuff.
I don't know if that's more just strictly in his apartment.
Yeah.
But you could keep going back there for new missions or whatnot.
That's cool though. I was
Yeah.
one of them. That was one of them games I seen in GameStop. I think when I was picking up Grand Theft, I think I
Right.
saw that and I'm like, wow, when did this come out?
It came out
I looked at it and I'm
last
like, I don't know. It was like I think it was like 40, 45 new still.
It dropped down now. I
Yeah.
got it used for 30.
That's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah.
Keep
But-
waiting. Wait another couple
yeah.
months and it'll be
Yeah.
like 15.
Oh yeah, no
bucks.
doubt. I'll wait till the new system drops. Everything's going to drop.
Yeah, pretty much,
That's
man.
when I'm going to buy the PlayStation 3. Start and play God of War like a maniac. I'm going to do God of War reviews for like a year.
I'll back you up on
People
those.
will be like, "Yeah, that's
You're a little
They're like, hey,
behind.
you're a little bit late there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, this game is awesome.
Like, yeah, we know."
It is, but yeah.
It was
actually
awesome
was
3 years ago, dude. My bad.
No, believe it or not, those games are still awesome.
They are.
yeah.
They're
If you put them on, they still get you going.
yeah. They'll hook you fast.
I do that with old, like, even some of the games that people are like, you have that still? I'm like, yeah, I still play it. Like, I'll throw in, like, Gunsmoke. And I'll just go to town and, like, play Gunsmoke for
Good
hours.
old Nintendo.
Like, just for
You have an
fun.
original Nintendo over there?
Yes, sir.
It's underneath.
Yes, I do. And the gun. Cluck, 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 cluck.
The Duck
Yeah,
Hunt
man, which
gun.
was only good for like 2 games. Duck Hunt, what was the one? Something Alley, Hogan's Alley.
Hogan's Alley or...
And there was something else.
I love old games. You're like,
Me too, man.
Yeah, nothing beats them.
no, well, I mean, tons of things beat
Well,
them.
I'm saying,
You know what I
like,
mean? But
nothing beats them because like you're
it just takes
you're
me back.
Yeah, it takes you back. You're sitting there as a little kid. like I can remember sitting there playing Mario Brothers, and the very last board, right? And before I knew how to like do that super jump over the lava,
Right.
I would always fall in the damn lava every single time. And then I got so mad,
Well, see, and
I destroyed everything.
and those were the
Yeah,
games.
Nintendo had that effect on you. Like my brother got many a black eye from me playing video games.
Oh, yeah.
Games still do that to me sometimes if you keep dying over and over and over and over again for some cheap crap.
Yeah,
you know,
but that's
especially fighting
expensive.
games.
Fighting games, yeah.
They
We
do
used to
that to
play a
me.
lot
They
of
still
fighting
do that
games
to
in
me.
our youth, man.
Yeah.
And all of us together, remember?
Oh,
that to
yeah.
me was some really, really fun times. When it'd be like the whole crew of guys. Just,
Like
and not even
17
some
of us.
girls were there too.
Yeah,
17.
man.
It's my turn.
You
No,
just
it's
keep
my
passing around the
turn.
carousel,
Passing
and
the
then
wheels
somebody would have the
around.
controller for like 10 rounds
Yeah.
because they were unstoppable.
Like you ran.
Like me, I was Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Kalik. Oh my
Oh
god.
man, you were so cheap.
I was
Yeah.
like Maxi.
We all were.
the
We were all
nunchuck
cheap.
guy.
Yeah, Maxie was. that
Maxie
was
was-
my dude too.
But
And then the other guy that had the
Maxie
one
was
sword,
good.
the one.
what the heck was
Siegfried.
his name?
No, not
It
Siegfried.
started with a Y. His name started
Ying
with a
or
Y.
Jung or
No, it
whatever.
was Yoshimusha. No.
That was Yoshimitsu. He was in that game.
Yoshimitsu was in that
Yeah.
game, but he was
I
from
don't
Tekken.
remember his name. It wasn't a short name. It was a long name.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah,
guy.
Had
that,
an invisible sword when it hits you.
yeah, it was the guy with the lightsaber sword at the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
when you finally got all the way to the end. Yeah,
Going,
that was
going
a great
back though
game.
to the one thing, like when you brought up about the old school games, the sprites. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, it felt like I had to use so much of my imagination with those games because you couldn't really tell half the time what you were looking at.
Yeah, what it
You
is
know what I mean?
yeah.
The enemy you're fighting, you would develop what it was in your head because it wasn't clear as to what it was.
16-bit graphic, man. With a bunch of
No,
little
8-bit.
8-bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like in
even
Zelda,
worse.
some of the enemies I'd fight, like I'd probably, the way I'd portray it in my mind probably was nothing close to what it actually was supposed to be.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
Yeah, well, especially Zelda. I remember
Yeah,
imagining
Zelda's-
Ganon looking completely different than he did. I don't know if you remember that cartoon that was out when Nintendo was real big called Captain Power.
Yeah.
I do.
And he had the controller on his belt. Now,
Yep.
and I think he was always fighting Mother Brain.
Oh yeah.
And one of the episodes, Mother Brain wakes up Ganon, and I'm like, he's a pig. You know?
Yeah, man. Yep, exactly.
What?
I thought he was like a little demon guy, but do you remember the awesome art book that came with the original Zelda?
Yes.
That little book had the real detailed drawings of
Yes.
each creature. You know what I mean?
and it had like that because I don't know what it is, but I've always liked when games give you like a map, and didn't it have like
It had the map.
that
Yep.
map in
The
it.
map of the world.
That was the first real game to have a nice little manual and map that came with it. You know,
I think we have that.
the original.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
It's right here.
I
Look.
think
I
it's
would
right
love
here.
to see it. It's still let's see if it has the artwork. I'm breaking out the original
I'm
manual
pretty sure
right
it
here.
does.
Let me see the artwork on the creatures.
I hated how the manuals like
Where are they? Where are
just
they?
slid right into
Let
the.
me see if they're actually that great to what I thought.
Well, I mean, think about
Compared to the actual
when we were kids. Yeah.
where are the creatures? Where are the creatures? There. See?
Yeah.
That was cool artwork, man.
Yeah, man.
Look at those. They look nothing like what you were fighting.
No,
You know?
nothing at all. I mean, look at this thing. What is that supposed to be? A genie.
Exactly.
What?
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
It's
though.
a
Yep.
ghost genie.
And the
weird.
things that threw the spears at you, it was like weird dog things with spikes. It doesn't look anything like that. That was dope, man.
Memories.
Memories.
No, but I
So-
did love old games. I still do. That's
Me
like
too,
one of
me
my
too.
weird little things. I'll have like I'll go into like a fit. Like I'll be like,
Right.
I gotta old school it.
And you can't compare it with the music. You know,
No,
the music
no.
in the older
Music
games,
was
they were
so
so
much better.
much, they actually tried to make, catchy, cool,
Yeah. Tunes that
music.
would like
Exactly.
get caught
Stick in your head permanently forever.
and they do. If you have a game or something that you guys think is awesome, just give us a call 201
From the 8-bit generation.
3712 and
I
just
would
let
even
us know what
say
your
I would
thoughts
even
are.
go as far as to say 16.
16 also?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Oh,
go
the
8 to
16-bit
we'll go
games
8
were
to
awesome.
16. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Big difference in feel, though.
No, yeah.
Because then you were able to clearly
make
tell
out.
what you were doing.
Right.
You know?
Well, I remember my favorite thing in the world is Star Wars, which you guys know that.
Yeah,
Hard games.
Right?
Hard.
I have
you think
really
about
hard.
All the ones on Super NES.
Are those the ones you're talking about?
Those,
No, well,
those were the best
were
ones. That
Best
They
they
were
looking, right? And that's
impossible.
up to that point,
But
though,
the
is what I was just going
Nintendo
to
ones,
say.
the 8-bit ones, were impossible.
And they didn't look very good.
No,
either.
they looked
Are
hard.
those,
Right.
are those the ones I'm thinking about?
No,
then?
you're thinking about the NES.
You're
ones.
thinking about the
That were
NES.
impossible.
No, they were like.
Oh, they were
hard,
impossible.
but they weren't impossible because I beat all three of them.
Yeah, but we
But-
would also never turn our
Yeah,
system
well,
off.
yeah,
All
I would
right,
just
when
sit
we were
there for
kids,
days.
we would. All right, pause it and go to bed because you got to remember them systems didn't have memory cards or GBs or
It would sit there all night, man.
You don't even know what you're saying.
I don't.
Very
Kilobyte
what's a GB?
GBs. What's a GB?
What's a GB? That's not a
Internal
real thing.
memory?
No, a gigabyte is what you're thinking.
GB.
GB.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
I thought I was right.
I just
you guys
was
are
telling him
just
he's
messing
wrong.
me up.
I know what he meant, and I know the misappropriation of the word too.
Yeah.
Just call it RAM, dude, please.
RAM.
But anyway, yeah, there's very few games that actually save. Zelda's one of them, but it wouldn't save properly.
Yeah.
It would erase all the time. You know what I mean? You'd have passwords. You know, where you type in passwords to get back to the level you left
I
off.
do remember that. That was
Simon's
later
Quest.
on, though, right?
Simon's Quest.
That was a little bit farther along in the system as they developed games.
Well, Simon's Quest that was 87, 86.
Right. When did the original NES drop?
85.
85?
Yeah.
I thought it was 83.
Was it?
Could have been 82.
No,
82?
it wasn't 82.
Oh, the Gyromite,
No.
that's right.
I think he's right. I think it was 85.
Was it
Because
85?
I remember none of my friends had it until 85.
Google it.
Let's see if
That's what I'm
I'm
doing
right.
right now.
Yeah, look up the release date. I thought it was 85. That's the date that clicks
I got
in
a
my
buddy
head,
of
but
mine. This is totally off topic, but I got a buddy of mine.
It might be 84.
He's not. He's worse technologically off than I am, right? And his favorite quote in the world is "Google it." So we always telling him, "Joe, go ahead, Google it." He's like,
But he doesn't even
What do you
Google.
mean? I can't Google nothing. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna type it in on my hand. He says. I don't know. Sorry.
83.
83.
You were right,
Alright,
Dave.
yeah.
You were right.
With Gyromite. That was the first release. Gyromite, and it came with a little robot. And then 85, it re-released with Super Mario.
Right.
That's how it was.
Wow. Okay.
That's correct. That's
I
correct.
actually
yes.
did.
And
Anybody
Duck
ever
Hunt.
see the
And Duck
red,
Hunt, yes.
the red system, the red NES?
Yes.
That's
Does it
super rare, right?
Yeah, it's super rare. I'm just looking at it right now.
Wasn't it only released in Japan?
I think so. Yeah, it was, and it came with 2 red controllers.
Yup.
It was totally different.
Do you remember when you used to go to the mall and they would have that big box and you'd be able to stick all your Nintendo games into it and then hit the big giant buttons on it and it would switch from one game to the other?
Yes.
It was
That's
like
how they would display it in the mall.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It was like a jukebox.
Like a, yeah, like a,
Yeah,
like
but it was huge. It
rotating
was like all
case thing.
it was all like wood grain with like huge buttons.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I'd love to own some stuff like that.
Me
man.
too, man. That's something that just popped in my head, that I forgot about for
And I was, again, off topic, but I was in the store the other day, Toys R Us, right? I'm looking to buy a version of Risk. I'm actually looking to buy the...
Star Wars. I have that version.
No, actually, I'm not looking to buy the Star Wars version because I want to open it and play it.
I still have it.
It's going to be the Lord of the Rings Trilogy Edition.
Oh, that's
cool,
that
man.
might be a cool one.
So crazy, $130. I'm kicking in with a couple of friends. We're gonna get it. But,
Wow, 130 beans.
while I was at the store, mind you, I saw the one thing that I probably should have never saw, and now I may collect action figures again.
Oh,
What is it,
boy.
man?
What is it?
A 2-foot tall Darth Vader, yo. It was crazy, son.
Well, you know, Hamacher Schlemmer. You know what I'm talking about, right? Anybody know about Hamacher Schlemmer?
No, that's
No?
a mouthful. Say
What
that
was
5
that?
times fast.
Hamacher Schlemmer.
At-
Stinkfist, you know what Hamacher Schlemmer is?
Not a clue.
All right, if you know what Hamacher Schlemmer is, call in 201-580-3712.
It sounds like something that
It's
would
a
be
magazine.
Hammer Schlemmer?
I just like how the
Schlemmer.
cadence of your voice changed from Mike to Jive.
That's Jive Mike, son.
It's Jive Mike, baby.
Is it a type of meatball?
So no, it's a magazine with all like you've seen the magazine.
Oh,
you know what
not
I'm
that,
talking about.
not that like oddity. I always called it the oddity magazine that you used to get.
It's this magazine that has like new inventions and like all kinds of. But
As
it's
for
like
seen on
super
TV.
pricey. No, they're not even on TV. They're like the world's best cup holder, that kind of crap.
Really?
You know?
Oh, like stuff you'd see from like Sky Mall or something like that, right?
but they have this R2D2, which is like just as tall as you were just talking about it,
Yeah.
but it's fully automated where you talk to it.
No.
And it's like $200-300, and you talk to this thing, and it responds to you. It has movie quotes in there from
Oh, that's
Star
awesome.
Wars. It has every single beep boop noise.
Oh, that is awesome.
You give it commands, it does things. It's badass.
Wait,
man.
you say it has movie quotes from Star Wars? You mean some of the filming, like when it would show like the videos and stuff? Because R2D2 didn't really have that big of a vocabulary.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you press a button on them and
Oh, yeah.
help me,
You know?
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only.
Right.
You know,
That's what I
that
meant.
kind
It
of
would
thing.
shoot
Yeah.
out those messages.
Yeah,
and
That's what it
stuff.
says on the inside of my Xbox.
Does it?
It does.
Yeah.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's got
Yeah.
the R2.
'Cause I have the R2. I have
Inside
this,
your Xbox.
Yeah.
What do you
yeah.
mean inside?
When
Open
I
the
turn
door?
it on, it goes, blip,
Right.
and then the door opens.
It says
On the
inside?
inside of where the door opens, there's a little little sticker in white. It says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's
You're my only
freaking
hope."
awesome.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's
I was
pretty
like, "This is
Of
great."
course, that's total fan job right there.
Now
Yeah.
the
awesome.
worst part about that is now I've played this system. I love the system, right? I'm a big, huge Xbox guy, so everybody
Right.
knows that. But now my controller's like almost gonzo because I've just been playing it like crazy. Man.
Get
That's the
another
gold
one off
one,
eBay
right?
or whatever.
Well, I
yeah.
can't find. They
gold
don't
one.
sell the gold
Yeah.
C-3PO one. That's
It's
not something.
exclusive
Yeah.
with the R2 Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm sure on eBay you could find one.
Probably,
by
but-
itself.
Yeah, and then I'm taking a risk because somebody could have
Yeah,
just
it might
ruined
not
it all
even
up
work,
and
you
could
know?
just throw it on there like, yeah, this thing's ruined.
Well, no, if you get
Some
a
schlep
guarantee
will buy
on
it.
Yeah, check the rating. Check the rating on the seller.
Yeah, eBay
Oh, yeah, that's
protection.
right. I
They
always
got
forget.
eBay protection.
That's
and
right.
all
I
that
always
stuff,
forget
you know,
about
if it's
that. I'm
broken.
still thinking it's
Dave's
like in its
internet
infancy.
incompetence, so.
no.
Yeah.
Did you ever get your Voltron?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right
Oh,
there.
hey.
Hey,
Mine?
Voltron.
No, go
Mind if
for
I
it.
touch it?
Don't break
No,
it.
Go ahead.
It's actually a lot
Like I
heavier
did
than
when
I
we were
remember,
kids.
man. It's heavy.
My friend Joe that I was just talking about told me that that's not original.
He's like, that's not the real thing.
That's not the real one. And I'm
We're
like,
like,
bro,
dude, you're out of your
you
mind.
have no idea the amount of trash that's like coming out of your mouth right now. You have
Is it
no
the
idea.
original? Whoa.
Yep.
No, yeah, it
awesome.
is.
Watch out,
Forgot
the
it
heads
did
fly
that.
off.
Yeah, the heads fly off the hands. But no, it's the original. It's
Awesome, dude.
it's an 82 die cast.
Yep. It's plastic and metal mixed together, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what is considered the die cast
And
because
the arms are super impossible to get off.
yes, it's such
Me
a
and Dave,
huge
when he
pain
first
in the
got
butt.
it, we sat here for like 4 hours.
I thought, and,
trying to
and when
get the arms off.
when the first one came off, I thought he broke it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I felt it. It was like, I was like, oh my God,
Dude,
I
he
got
looks-
it off. It's
He
not
looks
broken.
complete. I mean, the only thing he's missing is his weapons.
he's
Well, he's missing
and he's
all
missing a
weapons.
lot of weapons.
Yeah, he comes with a
Each
lot of
lion
weapons.
has like projectiles.
Yeah.
And,
Can you buy those on eBay by themselves?
Probably.
Weapons?
I looked for them, but it's at this
Not
point
easy.
no.
I'm
I-
sure over time you could find
What
one
I
by
have
one,
found
the shield,
in-
it came with a shield, right?
Yeah,
well, there's a shield, a sword, and then like
That was
lots of
Voltron's
projectiles.
weapon, the shield and the sword, and then each lion itself came with its own weapon that went into the lion's mouth,
mouth,
when
yeah.
they were in lion form.
That is so cool.
Like I think the yellow lions was like a triangular type knife.
right. I'd love to get my hands on some of the die-cast Transformers, man.
Dude,
Oh my God!
I have
I seen
things are
seen
awesome.
Pawn Stars the other night.
Right.
Did you see that episode with the guy with the Transformer collection?
Yep.
No.
Oh my God! This guy had doubles and triples and quadruples.
Were they worth a lot?
Dude,
Bro,
they're worth
What was that?
mega
Mega.
Megatron,
Not Megatron. It was like a super expensive
Metroplex.
Metroplex, maybe, I don't know. But the box
Omega
itself,
Supreme?
the box itself was worth by
Devastator.
itself.
The
was
empty
worth
box?
like
Yeah.
$200.
Oh yeah, you're definitely talking about the
Empty box.
Empty box. There's
Who's
only
your-
there's
you know,
only
we never talked about that. Who's your favorite Transformer?
for me Transformer. It's not an individual. It is an individual, but it's a bunch of
Devastator.
yeah. It's either for me. It's either Devastator or Bruticus,
Okay. What about
which
you?
were the Stunticons. If you didn't remember that, Bruticus is what they turned into.
Right.
I don't know, really. I mean,
But then I was very
I don't have a
like,
favorite, really.
As a kid, I loved
I like
Soundwave.
all of them. Soundwave's pretty cool. But the other guy, what was his name? The good Soundwave. What the heck was his name?
I always called him Ghetto Blaster. I
Ghetto
don't know
Blaster.
that was his real name though.
Yeah.
If you know the name of that Transformer, give us a call. It's 201-580-3712. He was the Autobots equivalent to Soundwave because they had their own tapes and all. Like
Yeah.
for me, all the tapes were really cool too. Ravage,
Ravage.
Yeah.
Rumble,
Rumble, that's what
Rampage, Rat Bat, Laserbeak.
See, I loved
Buzzsaw.
I loved Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
I liked Hot Rod, and I liked the
Didn't he become-
Decepticon that had the two things coming out of his back. There's like two jutting
boy.
column things. I forget his name though.
Two jutting column things
Yeah.
hanging out of his back.
Yeah.
And that's the description you're giving me
Yeah.
to try to
Yeah.
come up with a name.
Yeah, pretty much.
What did he turn into?
Rodimus Prime.
Plane.
He
What?
turned into a
A
plane.
jet. Yeah.
A jet. So you're talking about Ramjet.
Ramjet.
Mm. It was something Tron or something.
Calling car Ramrod.
Tron.
Something on. It had on at the end.
Well,
Yeah.
Megatron?
No, it wasn't Megatron.
Because
I don't
really
know.
the only other Trons, there was only Megatron and Galvatron.
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 Galvatron. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wasn't
I'm sorry to tell you, but you came to the party late.
No,
If those are your favorite two characters,
no.
you came to the party
No, wait a
mad
minute.
late,
That was
son.
the train.
Yeah, the train was
The train. Give me a second. Oh, he was a triple changer because
Yeah, he was triple
he
changer.
was the train and then Method Man.
Method Man.
He had him
It's
in the
part
song.
of the song, yeah.
Yeah. Now I can't remember what it is either.
So wait, when did Galvatron appear? Was it like
He came.
87?
Galvatron became when the movie. That's 85.
Okay, so they're not that new.
No, but I mean, from me,
For you, they were
Gen
newer
1.
characters.
For me, that's
right?
Gen 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Galvatron,
Hot Rod,
who
Scoop.
turns into Rodimus Prime, Cup, Scoop.
Yeah.
The chick, RC. was her
RC
name?
was her name, yeah.
Yeah.
No, RC was the guy. No, that was Springer.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
Springer. Yeah, the RC was the chick. She was pink. She was in the
Yeah.
movie.
I don't know. Well, give us a call. Let us know what your favorite Transformer is, as well as
Yeah.
your favorite X-Men
Sweet.
character.
And I think it's time to do the movie quote, guys.
Oh yeah, it's 8:30. Wow, time.
Yeah,
It's 8:30.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's.
Yakking.
All right, so
Let's
this
see-
is still Sci-Fi Month, and the movie quote is brought to you by the Jedi Knight Academy. Find them on Facebook, and here we go.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
Any ideas, guys?
Wow, that
What
was
was
really,
that?
really.
Play that again.
Yeah,
for
play
me?
it one more time.
Okay, I mean it's probably the most famous science fiction movie ever.
That's what I thought.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
I'm not going to give any hints on this one. This one should be so obvious.
All right. Well, I'm going to
either
message
that-
you right now, and we'll see.
Or it's this.
But if you want to guess and win a prize from the Jedi Knight Academy, you can call in at 201-580-3712.
Really?
Bottom one, no.
That's a really good flick.
It's one of the few.
Try that one, because that's the
That
one I
one there?
really think it is
Okay,
right
hold
there.
on.
That would be why I don't know it.
So what are you guys? Are you messaging me now here?
I'm
Yeah,
messaging
Yes,
yeah.
we are,
Typing?
sir.
Okay. Do you want me to play it one more time?
Yeah, play it one more time for the people out there.
No, that is not correct. By the way, your message.
Ooh.
All right.
All
This
those
one.
moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time
No, it's not that
to
either.
die.
Damn.
Either one.
No, it's
Both
not that. You
shot
know what? But the first one that you put is actually the most famous science fiction movie. So I shouldn't have said that this is the most.
That's why.
Yeah, so,
That's
yeah.
why. That's why I was like, okay, that's what I thought
gotta
it
be
was.
this
the first. The first one that you wrote down there is probably the most famous. But this is up there though.
And I'm thinking the second. It can't be the second one either
No,
because
it's not. I didn't even think that the second movie that you wrote down. I didn't even think that was that famous until
No, it wasn't.
until the movie
that's
Ted
a
came
famous
out.
movie,
in,
man.
in the 50s.
But it was
50.
definitely B.
Yeah,
it was definitely
no,
a B.
he's right. No,
It was
I can
famous,
agree.
but it was B.
Got a hell of a
No, it was
following.
definitely a B. I would go with that 100%. Yeah.
Well, if you
No,
know
but
the
I'm
answer,
stumped right
One of the
now.
most famous sci-fi movies of all time is this, and it's definitely not that.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Go ahead.
That I wouldn't
Well,
even
write it down.
consider
Write it down.
I wouldn't even consider that sci-fi.
But it is, though.
I technically, I guess.
What
It
is
is a
then?
sci-fi.
What is it if it isn't?
Did you type that into him?
He says
What?
someone's somebody's sending me a message right now.
He'll laugh. He's gonna laugh.
Yeah,
That, to me,
no,
that's not sci-fi.
No.
That's not
Right?
sci-fi. What is it?
Is that not sci-fi?
It
though?
is
And that's one of
sci-fi
the
though.
biggest
I don't
movies of all time.
I don't know,
Sci-
Dave. What's your okay? First, let's name that name. Let's name the movie E.T. What's your problem with E.T.?
No, I was saying that it's one of the most famous sci-fi movies.
Yeah,
of
no,
all
but
time.
Dave doesn't
Dave doesn't
consider.
think it's
Dave
a
doesn't consider it
sci-fi.
sci-fi.
Dave doesn't think it's
Sci-fi
sci-fi.
movie,
Then
dude.
what is it then?
It's a drama. Like it's a
Drama?
Ron, what are you
It's about
talking about?
It's an alien. Alien is sci-fi.
Go home.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
I'm trying to be reasonable, Pete.
Unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't know. What that
I don't
is,
know.
man.
For me, I wouldn't consider E.T. a science fiction flick. Like, I guess there's just
How many
certain things
aliens do you
I'm
need
fine-
in a How many aliens do you need in a movie before it's science fiction?
Yeah.
Just one.
If they're hiding in a closet and talking about Elliot, then I don't know if I want to watch it still. You know, I mean,
You didn't like that movie?
I did when I was a kid, sure.
But you don't like it anymore?
I probably haven't seen it in 20 years.
Yeah.
I
Easy.
just saw it not too long ago.
It's still
Again,
great,
after
yeah.
a long time, and it was like, wow, this is a really good movie.
Oh, I don't
gives
doubt
and-
that it's a
and
good.
my
Spielberg,
son-
one of my favorite.
My
one of
son
my
was
favorite
just
things.
like beside himself.
You loved it?
You know, he was scared.
Oh, he was
Was he?
definitely scared.
Ah!
Yeah,
His neck
so that
gets all
part, yeah.
long and crackles. Ah!
You know, my son's
He goes flying around the room.
He was 3 at the time, so like,
Yeah, he won't.
he was like, "Turn it off, turn it off."
Remember when he yelled at me? I thought he would be cool enough to watch like Lord of the Rings.
Gollum. He puts it on with Gollum with a 3-year-old, and Gollum's like, I'm like, "Dave, really?"
Flopping around.
And my nephew's like, turn it off, Uncle Dave. Turn it off, Uncle Dave. I'm like, nah, buddy. It's all right. He can't do nothing to you. And Mike's like, turn it off. You're going to scar the kid. I'm like, I want him to have it.
How old is he now?
He's 4 now.
4. But at the time,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Each year is.
I don't know. It was. I thought he could have handled it, but I was wrong.
Well, I was just combing comic book movie a little bit,
Right.
and I see an article here. It says Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are going to be starring
yes.
in a movie.
Wonder Twins movie.
Yeah.
That's
The
what I
Wonder
heard
Twins.
I heard that. Yo, you got to admit, the
I,
Wonder Twin thing is hysterical.
It's hysterical.
Because, I mean, all the parodies I've ever... And even though I hate his guts sometimes, but Seth Green has probably had some of the best parodies of the Wonder Twins ever on Robot Chicken, in my opinion. Like...
Yeah, but this movie's not going to be a It's not going to be like a Robot Chicken parody. It's going to be the real thing.
If they made it a parody, it'd be a better movie.
If they made it a parody, it would be a way better movie. But yeah, no, that's kind of weird to have them two. Because they don't even look alike.
Well, they're dating, I think, right?
In real life?
In real life.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know.
they date.
Didn't they date on that 70s show?
Yeah, I mean, as characters, they were dating as the 70s show.
They're really dating now.
But, you know, now they're really an item? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are.
You know, I don't even care.
Yeah, I don't really
Are you jealous? Is that what it is?
No, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't even care.
No, I want to be with you.
Yeah, I want to date like a 50-year-old woman. Yeah.
Well, she's not 50.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Demi Moore, don't you remember?
No, Mila Kunis.
No, he's with
I
Mila
would.
Kunis now.
I know. I understand what he's saying. Never mind. Go ahead. You know what? I was combing comicbookmovie.com, guys, and I found something that was very interesting.
Go for it.
Remember my theory about what happens to Agent Coulson, what actually happened to Agent Coulson. Okay, well, today on comicbookmovie.com, I saw somebody now saying the same thing, or insinuating the same thing because of something that Anthony Hopkins said in an interview. If you guys could see my screen here.
Yeah, and it's on our website too. So
Yes, and I put it on the homepage now because I feel a little bit vindicated. But I want everyone to know that we were probably the first to say it.
Absolutely.
If it ends up being true.
It's a possibility. I mean,
I said it's definitely a strong possibility.
Okay, so here's what Anthony Hopkins said. He said, speaking to like, oh, by the way, if you guys, do you mind if I spoil the end of Thor for you?
I'm over it already.
Yeah,
I already know
I
the
don't care.
spoilers. So.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, last week was not the tie-in to
I made the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
mistake of saying
It's
that.
this week's episode is going to be the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
tie-in to
That's
the
right.
end of.
How was last week's episode?
It was not bad. I mean, it was.
Well, let's let him finish
okay.
what he's got to say, then we'll talk about that. Because I have some things to say about that show.
Of course.
Okay, so this is what Anthony Hopkins says. Thank you, Dave, by the way.
Yeah.
Because, that could have gone in a really bad direction. This is Anthony Hopkins speaking to Hero Complex, speaking about what happens to Odin at the end of Thor. Because now Odin has disappeared at the end of Thor, and Loki is convincingly impersonating him. Right? And so here's what Anthony Hopkins says. He says, I'm not sure. He hasn't physically died on screen, but I played him as a man who's on his way out. I think they would have to explain this in Thor 3, if there is one, what happens to Odin. Or maybe it'll just be a storyline. Maybe he went to Tahiti or something for a holiday. I don't know. Now, if you guys remember, what did
magical place?
Right. Where did Agent Coulson say he was recuperating in the first episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Tahiti, yeah.
Tahiti.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
and that's been an ongoing thread that they've weaved
In
through
that show,
every
yeah.
episode, which I know that you can't stomach to sit through.
yeah.
So
Now,
I've been watching it, and they have weaved that in
Yeah,
and out a couple of different times now, like
Now-
the whole Tahiti thing.
if you guys will allow me to do this,
To my
can I just play? Can I just play the just to prove that we were the first to say it?
oh sure,
Yeah,
go for
I
it.
have the audio from September 27th. Now, if somebody said this before September 27th,
Please
fine.
call us in.
Yeah, no, fine. But you know what? We're a new show, and we got to distinguish ourselves wherever we got to fight for scraps here.
Yeah, I hear you.
So here we
So
go. Here we go.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Exactly.
who was the leader of Hydra? It was Red Skull. No, not Red Skull.
They do change stuff.
Now, Stinkfist, you said you had a theory. We're interested in hearing what your theory on Coulson is.
All right. Well, everyone's saying that Coulson's back because the original Coulson was a life decoy, right?
Right.
And it's also implied by the Doctor to Myra Hill in the episode. That he can never know.
He can never know. He can never know what, though. We're not sure. Here's my theory on this. First of all, who killed Coulson?
Loki.
Who witnessed Coulson's death?
Thor.
Okay. And who is Loki's daughter? Hela, the goddess of death.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Now there is precedent in the comic books for people going. Now she normally doesn't involve herself in the Midgard realm, but she has done it. She has done it a few times.
Yes.
And there has been precedent where mortals have come back from her realm, where Thor has asked her to give up a soul and come back. Okay, that's everybody gets the idea.
Yeah.
So that's time. You could check that on YouTube because I always archive the shows to comicbookmovie.com. Then as soon as we're done with the show, that was September 27th that was said there.
That was after the first episode, right?
Yeah.
That was the Friday.
That was the Friday right after the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. You were on the ball.
Hopefully, I was on the ball.
See.
Hopefully,
We'll see.
somebody will give us credit for it, which I doubt will ever
Everything
happen.
unravels.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we were talking about earlier, I have a whole different theory about, not a whole different theory, but I mean, because I think your theory does have some validity. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards the life decoy and him becoming Vision in the next Avengers movie. I just have a weird feeling that they're going to end
a
it.
mixture of both theories.
They're going to end this season with Coulson being revealed as
yeah.
already
Well,
an
now
android.
in the show, Coulson is like digging for information now. At the end of
Right.
the last episode,
That's what I was telling him, too,
he was
yeah.
calling up, Shield
get
and
some
saying,
info.
"Hey, can I get some
he was
information
also
on this?"
running. He was also running tests on himself a couple episodes earlier. Like doctor type tests and stuff like that. So he thinks there's something not right, as well as the people around him that know him say that he's not.
He's not the same.
He's not the same type of dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And that is the thing that puts holes in my theory because it really from that kind that kind of language makes it seem like he is like an android or something.
Yeah. That's why I think sometimes for me the android, the life decoy theory still holds some validity for me because I can see them doing that. Like I was telling you, they change origin stories all the time.
Yeah.
Especially for this new what they're calling cinematic universe. Which is the movies and the television shows they're going to be coming out with.
Did anybody Walking Dead this week?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! True. Dude, I'm telling you. I said the show's going to start.
Yeah.
It's now going to ramp up.
This was definitely the best episode yet.
Oh, the way it ended was better than the whole entire episode.
Why don't I remember what happened already?
Really?
Yeah,
It could have
seriously.
been that memorable.
Because my mind is elsewhere. But
Well, yeah, that's true. You've been playing,
games all
which we haven't even touched
all
on
day.
yet.
yeah. What happened in the episode again? I can't remember.
Oh, boy.
Oh man, there's so much.
He came back
Yep.
basically after letting Carol, saying, all right,
Yeah, I remember
get
that.
out.
Right.
Came back. Oh, boy. I'm trying to think about this.
All right, so his
He comes in and tells. What's
Does anybody really remember?
Yeah,
Everybody
all
forgets.
jumbled, really.
It's choppy.
There was that great moment with him and Carl, man, just shooting.
Oh yeah,
him
that
down.
was cool. That was cool.
great.
All right.
It was like father and son bonding time.
Right when
What
he
else?
got back though, he dropped the news to what's her name? What's the Chinese guy's girlfriend? I can't remember
I
what her
don't
name
remember
is
her
in the
name.
show.
Chinese guy's girlfriend. Maggie.
Maggie, yes.
He told Maggie right when he came in, I'll let her go.
Because she was
This
like,
is
"Where's
why
where's
she
Yeah, I
killed
remember
him."
that. I remember that.
Which in my mind, going into the episode, I'm thinking he's just going to straight lie to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
But he's
I
not.
didn't
He's
think
not.
I didn't think he was going to go that route. So already, right from the beginning of the episode, I was like, "Ooh, like this is going to be good. Like
Yeah.
what's going to happen now?" You know?
What else happened though? I can't
The
remember.
fence broke down.
Fence broke.
Okay. Yeah, I remember all that. but-
Chaos chaos inside the prison.
Yeah,
More
everybody
chaos
started
in the
dying
prison.
that was sick.
Yeah,
Right,
You know,
right.
every
Chinese guy almost died. They
He
brought him
almost
back.
died.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was dead for that 1 second where, like,
Might have been.
right before they stuck that thing down his throat to help him breathe or whatever.
and
I
he
thought he
spit
was
up that
dead
blood
right
pack.
there. I thought he was
Yeah.
Looked
dead.
like he was done, yeah.
And something very odd too about that episode, which I don't know if anybody I don't know if they were sending me a signal or not.
Clicked.
But I picked up on the little girl.
Yeah,
that people say
she
is
was
like
freaking
a
weird.
wackadoo.
Playing,
She is weird, yeah. Playing in the blood.
of
Well, that was
nastiness.
after the fact,
I
right?
know, but she's still weird.
But before that, she basically lured that one zombie away from
Come here, boy.
the Asian guy.
Come here, my
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, and then basically Herschel kind of like
Herschel
did that
was
same.
a badass.
Oh yeah, this was
episode,
like
man.
this.
Yeah,
was straight,
that was
He
a
was like
Herschel
bionic
this was a
episode.
straight Herschel episode.
That
Throw
was a
that
Herschel
guy right over
episode.
the banister.
Oh yeah.
By the end of the
Zombie.
episode, he was broken, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, oh man.
Yeah, we lost it right at the end of the episode.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see him in the corner all crying.
What do you
We-
guys
we-
think's gonna happen with the governor?
Oh, he's
man,
coming.
He's
He's
full
coming.
It's
force,
just him
probably.
himself and he.
Well, the sneak
Well,
peek
it-
for next week's episode is just him sitting in front of that fire.
Yeah, with the zombie
And
falling into the flame,
falls
he's
in the
just like-
flames. He's just
Well,
sitting there.
there's also 2 tents in the background. Just remember, he
His
left.
boys, his
He
boys.
left
3 tenths.
Yeah, well, himself and 2 guys.
Yeah.
That's who he left with. So there's 3 people. Is what I'm thinking of. He's not
Yeah, the
sleeping
Spanish
outside.
guy. There was a Spanish
wouldn't
dude
put
and
it
somebody
past
else.
him.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be going to sleep if I was with him.
I know.
I would not be like, I'm not going to sleep, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah,
I got
you're gonna
watch
kill me in my
forever.
sleep.
But no, I don't know. I think part of me wants to say he's just going to go. Barra.
Yeah. I
Then
think
there's another
he's gotta
part of me-
plot something. He's
Well, I
gotta
mean,
plot something.
I think what's going to happen maybe is like they're all going to have to leave the prison eventually.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, they
that's
definitely-
bound to
Then,
happen.
as that happens, I think he's going to rear his ugly head as
So
they're
yeah,
like.
He's gonna do
So you
something
just-
to really
you think
devastate
they're going to stretch it
them,
out?
you know?
He's not even going to be in
I
next
think they're going to
episode?
stretch it out. I really do. Because right now he's just plotting. This is his first like.
Yeah, but they do a
he's back,
mid-season
you know.
in this show.
Right, but
Right?
I'm
So
saying,
how many episodes are we in right now?
I don't know.
4 episodes in?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now the question
No, I
is,
think
why is he
you're.
back, you
I
know?
think you're about 5.
This is
All
the
right,
5th episode coming up, or this is the 6th episode coming up?
5th, no, 6 coming up.
6 coming up. So you're talking about almost the midway point in the season.
2 more episodes.
2 more episodes are going to be
that they've been
mid-season
going,
finale.
the way that they've been going, I mean, there hasn't been much action going on
Well, that's
in
why-
the beginning, and I think they're going to stretch out the governor for the second half of the season.
What do you think he's mainly there for? Do you think he's there for the resources, or do you think he's there for revenge?
Oh, he's
He's
there
there
for
for
straight revenge.
revenge.
Yeah, you think?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He might be.
I think his main revenge isn't going to initially be on everybody else. It's Michonne that he's after.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He must be after.
It's
Taking his
after-
eyeball. Yep. Who killed his daughter again?
She did.
Michonne.
It was her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hate her now.
Oh, yeah. I don't
I
like
hate
her.
her now.
I don't like her
She
as like.
smiles too much.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's a little bit weird
It's
for me.
weird,
I agree.
man. Her smile
agree.
is just like
It's off-putting.
it's awkward.
I didn't notice.
Because she's happier. She's
Yeah.
talking to people. Like, you know, I mean, think about when we first saw her. She didn't say nothing. She was just straight business all day
Yeah.
long.
Carrying around those 2 zombies on chains.
Yeah, this was episode 5, and you got 3 more to go before
For the
the
mid-season, right?
before the
Oh, there's 3
mid-season.
more?
Yeah, because there's 16 episodes this season.
Yeah, so you're talking about it's going to start. It's starting this Sunday. Like he's attacking them.
I don't know. I don't
like
think so.
right from the. But see, I also don't know if he's going to attack because for some reason that black guy rubs me the wrong way.
I think
Which
he's a
one,
snake.
Tyrese? Or
No,
the other
no.
one?
No, the
Yeah,
other
that other
guy.
guy.
The drunk.
The drunk.
The drunk.
Yeah.
Because he
I think
said
he's
the
a-
one
he's a
thing that he
mole.
said. If he's not a mole, the one thing
Yeah, he was
he
with
said,
2 other groups.
He was with 2 other groups,
And he was the last man
and he was
standing.
the last man standing. And then, so, dude,
He did
he'd have been
something
out
fucked up.
as soon as that came out of his mouth. He was with me. Like, all right, then you're out of this one before anybody dies, or you die now. Like, I'm not the guy to go into the apocalypse with. If you can't hold your weight, I'm going to kill you, probably. Because I can't. I don't want to be held down.
KMTT Geek Blast. We are compassionate.
Don't get caught in the apocalypse with us. Yeah, man.
I really do think that there's going to be, just little parts of him showing his head until they come back.
Nah, I don't
from
know.
the
I don't think
season
you're going to
finale.
wait that long. I think
The mid-season finale.
all the story telling they did up the first 4 episodes
Right.
were very not. I wouldn't say not exciting, but they weren't the same type of exciting. You know what I mean? It wasn't like action. You know, even though there were zombie killings and stuff like that, but it wasn't like as exciting as like this first season or the second season,
Right.
like when you had that feeling of like, whoa.
This
you know what I
season
mean?
doesn't seem to have anything too new.
No.
It's recycling the governor again, is what it seems like it's coming down to, which, so far there's been some kind of big twist, in each season.
Well, the twist is what they were saying in like the Talking Dead, which I don't know if you catch it.
I love watching that afterwards.
They were saying that the one producer guy was saying that the new wrinkle in the story was that they have this now, like the world is still here. Like just because the apocalypse happened doesn't mean disease isn't eventually going to catch up with rotting corpses everywhere.
Right.
So that's your like next wrinkle to move past as a society of dealing with what you're dealing with. And then now, crap, we're going to all get sick too.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the first half of the season is basically they introduced that into this whole mix of this world. And then now going into the second half, they're going to wrap up what they started last season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then throw that wrinkle of again, sickness probably to start off the next season.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got a call. You want to take it?
Absolutely. Let's get them on.
All right,
Of course they want to take it. For God's sakes, what else have we got to do?
Oh, yeah.
Apple on about fucking, Walking Dead shit. Okay, listen, I heard you guys were talking about Walking Dead. One of my least favorite topics. But I'm going to swing a couple ideas past you. Maybe you guys, now again, I'm not familiar with the graphic novel or the comic book or whatever, but from a TV perspective, I'm going to tell you a couple things that are really wrong with the show.
Okay.
Case in point, number one, I don't know if you guys have discussed this yet, but what is the deal with the fact that the first episode, or one of the first episodes, they covered themselves in blood? It worked perfectly until it rained, and then they never, ever, ever did it again or spoke of it again.
Because they didn't have to. They just decided to kill them all.
So that is a perfectly good strategy. Why would you stop doing it? You should just be prepared with an alternate route should it start to rain. And I'd like to point out the only time it rained was that one episode. It hasn't rained in the show since.
Yeah, you're right.
That is true, actually. But
maybe that's why they never did it again, because they thought maybe it'd rain.
It is all down south. Did they get a lot of rain down south? I don't know.
Georgia? I don't know.
Dude, if I told you that you could go out and have an increased safety by smelling like a zombie and putting some blood, you would do it. You just, what are you going to be like, no, it's just not worth the trouble? You could still go about
that makes
being
perfect
covert.
sense. That does make perfect
True or
sense.
false? That's a problem. I mean, that is a flaw in the show so far. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
I would definitely say that's one of them.
Is
little
the graphic
weird
novel
quirks.
like that, Dave?
The graphic novel, no, because like they really don't touch on that very much about the. I mean, certain people have done it.
Likewise with Michonne, right?
Like
I mean, Michonne, when we first see her, she's doing the thing where she has like zombies as pets to keep other ones away. She just suddenly stops doing that. Why not just behead a couple, chain them up, and keep doing it? If it's just
Apparently
this is the problem
they
with
care
so many
more about
shows.
hygiene than
They
living.
have something that works and they don't milk it. If this would work. It's like that's one of the things I liked about a show like Breaking Bad. Is they found something that worked. All of a sudden, it was like, oh yeah, let's do it again. Oh, let's do it again. It wouldn't make a difference. So that was one of the problems. That was another problem I had with it. Here's another one that I love. Daryl. What the hell is he riding a motorcycle for?
You're right.
I thought the same thing. I thought that
on many occasions because I'm
the loudest. It's the loudest.
So loud. Yeah.
It's like, hey man, I'm over here.
It's loud and you can be pulled off of it. Why wouldn't you want cover? If I told you right now that there were a zombie apocalypse, would you be like, oh, let me just make it so that they can grab me off and pull me off? I mean, that's
I grab
absurd.
the biggest thing out there and drive that.
Yeah,
that's what always bothered. The one thing I have to agree with him on some points about the show, like some of the absurdities that happen. And one big absurdity for me in the show was, I think it was episode 2, mid-season finale, when the barn is going on fire and you got Rick and the kid is in the barn with all the walkers. And Herschel's son in the RV pulls in there. They jump onto the RV. This dipshit stops.
Yeah.
And then dies. And then they don't do nothing. They're like, oh, we're just going to leave the RV right here.
Yeah.
And then start to run. Jump back in the RV, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's TV, though.
All right. Well, as long as we're talking about Walking Dead absurdities, I don't know if you guys saw the rumors all around the internet today that there's going to be a spin-off series, and right now it sounds
Walking
like
stupid.
Yeah, Walking Stupid. Right now, it sounds like it's going to be a prequel, which doesn't make any sense to me because.
So it's the world now.
Well, exactly. No, they're gonna say it's the early days of the infection and the fight to contain it while there was still infrastructure left in our society. Okay, but you know what?
Yeah, that sounds good for 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: we can gauge the span of time that the first wave of infection and humanity stand against it by the time that Rick was in the hospital.
I agree with you.
Yeah, he woke up. He was still hydrated, and his beard was only that. His beard was only that. So, like, what? It's going to be like a 5-episode season, and that's it.
Well, they'll play like the show 24.
And I just want to know one other thing. Will anybody ever refer to them as zombies? What is the deal with that? Why isn't their world exactly like ours, except for the fact that the word zombie doesn't exist? Nobody ever refers to them as zombies.
Yeah, it's like nobody ever saw like Night of the Living Dead in that world.
Yeah, I mean, it's a zombie. What is walkers, freakers, geekers? But it's a zombie, you moron. How much more of a zombie could it be? Why are they just so averse to using that word? Everybody that knows the show says, "Oh, the zombie show." Yet for some reason on Walking Dead, it's their world is a parallel universe where there's only one word in their lexicon that's missing, and it's the word zombie. And if no one ever uttered that word, I don't know what the deal is with it.
We should post that online and ask some people about it. Hey, listen, while we got you on the line, would you like to try to guess our movie quote?
Yeah, we'll play it for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
You're probably going to get this.
All right, let's see.
We didn't get it. How is he going to get it?
Because I know him, that's why.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears.
Of course.
Rain.
I know it. It's Blade Runner.
You got it.
Right? Blade Runner. Yeah.
You were right.
All right. You know what, Vermont?
Wait. One last thing. I got to do one more.
You just want. By the way,
now keep in mind.
You just want a T-shirt.
I'm not perfectly up to date with this, but I want to know, as of this, this new season, are they ever going to explain why they decided to go back to the jail? And instead of it, they raced back, they beat the governor to Woodbury or whatever it's called. Why not just take the town?
Right.
And then,
and repair the walls.
Yeah.
That's a big question in a lot of people's minds, I'm sure. But
I said the same thing initially. Why would you go back to the prison?
Well, in my opinion, the prison is probably more secure than a town.
Not necessarily, because they still never cleared that prison all the way out.
Exactly. I mean, there's still zombies in the building.
Yeah, there's
zombies.
Still zombie, right? And exactly, there's still zombies just roaming around the hallways of certain cell blocks.
That's fine.
Sure it is. That town was lovely. All that happened, they managed to kill off almost everyone except the governor, and they beat him back there, and then they took the people out of the lovely town and go, come on, we've got a great prison that's still very dangerous for you. I mean, it's just, when are they going to address some of these problems? Because it's starting to really kind of, stink to high hell here.
Well, I mean, like, it's not, maybe we're just looking at it from such an odd point of view that they just never thought of people like us.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yes, thinking people.
Not zombies.
Not zombies.
There's like the guy who first found Rick, the black guy that went crazy after son and wife died or whatever. He was what was making. He was trying to set up traps where they would impale themselves and stuff. Meanwhile, it's just like they're just like being real lackadaisical. I mean, I know they're trying to kill him to the fence, but it's just. I don't know. I just have a feeling that should that happen, there'd be maybe 40,000 better ways to handle things other than like, oh, Rick, you're a leader, stupid Herschel, and God damn it. Doesn't he have a horse to go sodomize with that always talking all slow, boring the show? Rick, there's something we got to talk about. Shut up. Stop. Oh, man, why don't you die already?
Wow.
But wait, Vermont guy, listen. There was something that you said about the black guy that went crazy, and this is something I never understood. Wasn't that in the original town that Rick was from that he first met that guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So, but how does he meet him going out on a run one day again?
Well,
because it seemed like they like traveled hundreds of miles away from that place.
Right. Oh, funny, I should meet you. Yeah, it's
actually
crazy.
he does
it's just,
say what happened.
I don't know. It's one of those shows where it's kind of like how Lost. It's just like unfortunately, I've been like involved in it, and I'm so disciplined that I'll see it through. But I'm just letting anyone who's listening know that this show is really going downhill quickly. And it's just, I was never in love with it, but I never thought it was on par with, any of the other great shows on TV. But I can stomach it. Now it's almost like I turn it on. It's a chore. I mean, just to watch people be so dumb. I mean, you know, it's an issue. But anyway, I'll let you guys complete your show. I'll end my rant, but thank you for hearing me out, and good luck with the rest of the show.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for calling, man.
congratulations,
minute.
because you won a T-shirt. From
But yeah, by the way, Vermont guy, you know what? I'll talk to you later. You're gonna get a T-shirt.
It's so obvious I'm not Vermont guy at this point. That's my lame brother, okay? I'm just happy to be calling from the same house. All right, I'll catch you guys.
Tell us whatever you need to.
Bye.
Later.
So before we get out of here, I just want to do my Star Wars lesson of the week.
Oh yeah, because it is a week.
It's every week.
Right.
And
You said day the first time, and I was confused by that.
Whatever. It's a Star Wars lesson. Take it or leave it. So this is number 3. And when all else fails, jump. So there you go. There's a Star Wars lesson of the week.
Wait, hold, Dave. I want to go back because a Vermont guy has a way of just to keep talking over people. Sometimes it's something it's something I've always dealt with him. You were saying that they did explain how the black guy got from one town to another.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
They didn't go too crazy into it. He mentioned, because when they met back up and he was upstairs after they got into their like initial fight and they started to calm down and talk, the wife came back, killed the kid. He freaked out and left.
Oh, okay. So I missed that part then.
And he just kept moving, moving on from place to place till he found somewhere where he was bat crazy at that point and hunkered down.
Okay. All right, so do you want to end the show on that note?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. All right,
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week, Geeketeers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that, right?
All right. Geek Blast out.
Yeah.
Lord Vader and I get respect. Your planet and your life is what I expect. Cape on my back, cable box on my chest, leather pants for my death, hot oil on my breath. You'll be jealous of my boots, jealous of my gloves, jealous of my belt with my blinking lights. Cause I'm the Dark Lord with the power to dismiss two people's skills like the Bantha piss. 1, 2, 3 into the 4.